Raziel, you must kill me.
Oh, come on. Mortanius was able to resist through most of a conversation. You'd think you could manage like 5 minutes.
Ha ha! It was all a trick! Now you're dead! And I'm going to go and revive Vorador for some reason, thereby filling that plot hole! Farewell, Raziel!
You know, Kain told you not to revive him.
Yeah, Elder Squid, I know what he said.
But you never listen, Raziel. You never listen to anyone.
Because all anyone ever tells me is misleading prophecy.
Well, I have just one final question for you, Raziel.
Oh gosh dang it, not again. Here it comes.
Knock knock.
Kain was dead. Again. His heart no longer beat. For years, Kain had considered what would happen if the worst were to come to pass. Yes. Were hell to attempt to swallow Kain, there would be no option but to do what Kain did best. You will go mad here on Thursday.
Fool, it already is Thursday.
Then it's too late! We've already gone mad! And what Kain did best was screw up the natural order!
Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor.
And I am Ray.
And today it is nothing but cutscenes, yes.
That's Peyton.
Yep, we're at the end of the game, so it's nothing but cutscenes forever. And some battles, but we're gonna kinda skip through those.
It is presumed that we are now in the dimension where the Hilden live.
Yep, and it's the same as the regular dimension, just more red. And I guess that makes you crazy over time.
You know, if it's just the same as the normal dimension, how come they don't build homes and live normal lives here?
I don't know. They tell you it'll make you crazy, so maybe the dimension is just full of brainworms.
It's the visual distortion, yes. Plays tricks on your eyes for ages.
Actually, I don't know if it is the same as the normal dimension. Here we've got another example of Kain doing a cutscene outside of a cutscene. Anyway though, whatever they would have done if they'd had the time and budget, I bet it would have been cool. Like you could have done all kinds of trippy physics stuff with it.
Like an MC Escher puzzle.
Yeah, like gravity's all screwed up and nothing makes sense.
I must hurry to the thing, Kain says. Tick-tack, tick-tack. After climbing this wall.
I always love when a video game announces that you have to move fast, but then there's no compelling reason to move quickly.
Well, he didn't say he had to move fast. He can operate the time stream. There's no reason to be fast about anything. He just said he felt compelled to move fast. It's a compulsion that he could potentially resist.
How strong of a compulsion do you think it is? Is it like drug addiction? Like, is he gonna go into withdrawal? Like, lay down and sweat and cry if he doesn't get there?
Kain would never sweat and cry, yes. Because the moisture would kill him. Vampires are weak to water, yes.
I don't know if they can be weak to their own tears. Maybe vampires are only weak to fresh water. Salt water's okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's potential there for a good dramatic scene with Kain. Like a single tear rolls down his cheek, and then his skin boils and steam rises up off of it.
Oh, that would be a pretty badass manly tear right there.
Well, the steam would irritate his eyes and make him cry even more then, yes?
Yeah, and I guess, like, have you ever lied down and then, like, tears pool in the corner of your eyes, and then you have, like, a little tear that rolls down the side of your face?
Man, that must suck as a vampire.
Well, that's the whole point, You get all the power, but then you have a lot of stupid drawbacks and weaknesses, because you gain the power from the devil, and they can't make the devil's power seem really good.
Why not, though? Yes.
Well, because then people would feel compelled to worship the devil.
Yeah, but the devil is an angel, yes. Former, maybe, but he is like the spark of God, yes?
Well, he's like the arrogant one that tried to refute what God wanted, and so he goes against how things normally work, and he makes changes that aren't necessarily compatible with everything. Like, God's plan is supposed to be accurate.
Or, alternatively, an all-powerful character is boring, and you want weaknesses built into a character.
Well, yeah, that's the meta reason, but that's not the in-universe reason you give why someone has limitations. I think it would make sense to say that, well, the devil just thinks this is how things should work, and he doesn't care if that's how it actually works.
Did the devil actually create anything? Yes. What do the angels even do?
I don't know, actually. They're like God's custodians, maybe. Maybe that's also a problem. The devil's not really meant for creating things. He just has power, and he kind of jury-rigs things together.
This all, of course, in the context of the Judeo-Christian religion, and has nothing really to do with Nosgoth.
Well, whatever, Kain as a vampire is inspired by Dracula, and then Dracula was inspired by the Judeo-Christian stuff, so they're all tied together. Although, how this would work with an entire society of vampires, I don't know.
In Nosgoth, the entire pantheon of gods is Kain, yes. Now was the ominous hour in which Kain had rejected his sacrifice, yes. And on the broken pillars he built his throne, and ruled for many generations of vampire. Kain was sure he had made the correct choice, yes. but he wasn't sure if he'd made the most correct choice. Yes. For in all of this, had Kain truly made a difference? Had throwing Raziel into the abyss been worth it? It was funny, sure. But had it really accomplished anything?
This, of course, was supposed to be a scene that adds a little bit of redemption to Kain by showing his remorse.
However much remorse Kain is capable of, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, humans are still cattle to him and he kills them by their hundreds, but he's kinda sorry about Raziel.
Who, we should note, stabbed him, so Kain is most magnanimous for his forgiveness, yes.
It's a little funny, although not important, that Kain didn't notice all the chairs in that room were gone. I mean, they were there when he left.
What are chairs to someone as mighty as Kain?
The fate of chairs is no concern for mighty Kain. Yes.
Well, anyway, I assume that Kain just lives in the understanding that many people alive, and also many people dead, have perfectly justifiable reasons to want him destroyed, and he can't hold a grudge against anyone for that.
Man, this place is dead. When we were playing as Raziel, it was full of demons and cultists and whatevers.
Well, presumably you killed all those guys already, Ray.
I most certainly did not. I didn't have to, therefore I didn't.
Well, they must have gotten bored waiting for Raziel to come out of that hole, and that's it.
They must have shown up thinking that the vampires would be in their citadel. They're like, oh man, we're totally gonna get the drop on them this time. We're just gonna teleport in and rip them up.
And then there was no one there.
Man, are the vampires all gone? Is there not anyone here? Hello? Maybe they moved. See if they left a forwarding address.
Yes, we have the package for vampires, and the package is murder, yes.
You know, you'd think that they would get access to the time streaming devices, go back in time, and then kill the vampires in a previous timeline.
So, item 3 of the agenda, I was thinking that we would just go ahead and have the vampire hunters also hunt Hilden, and we'll just say that the Hilden are a type of vampire. It's only stretching the truth, but the point is we won't have to do any rebranding, which will be nice. And then item 4, I was thinking we might have a party celebrating the death of Kain, and we've got to figure out a guest list.
Kain would love an invite.
Kain! Oh, jeez.
Don't tell Kain he's not invited to his own eulogy.
Yes.
Oh, what's the matter, Moebius? Your little snake stick not working, yes?
You can't just ignore its power, Kain.
Kain is already dead. How do you kill him now?
Why will you not just die? Kain, your solution to every problem is to destroy it.
Kain is not here to debate the merits of his methods, yes? Besides, Kain loves his methods.
You arrogant dickhead with your stupid, long, unwashed hair. You can't just kill your way out of every problem.
And apparently neither can you.
No, I mean in this case, you actually can't. Oh, my lord. Where was I? Item 5? Kain is still alive, and Raziel is nowhere to be found.
I'm right here. And that, see him? That's your god, the Elder Squid.
I thought you were just being a dick.
No one ever believes me.
Now that was petty, Raziel. He was just trying to be helpful.
And he was, wasn't he? What a dumb place for him to die, huh?
No, not at all. I foresaw everything and all things. I am everywhere. I am the hub of the wheel.
I mean, he just left his body lying around where anybody could possess it and enter the material realm, huh?
Oh, that? No, that's another carefully orchestrated trap by me. If you enter that body, Raziel, you'll wish you hadn't.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess we'll just see about that, won't we?
How many times must you learn this lesson, Moebius?
Gosh dang it.
What?
Gosh dang it, every time.
Raziel!
Kain, every time they say to do something and they say don't go through the door and I go through the door and I think it's gonna be the one time I outsmart everyone and
You've outsmarted everyone.
I'm never right.
It's okay, I'll pull out the Reaver.
No, then they'll know I was wrong again.
They won't.
At the most fateful moment.
Not if we lie, Raziel.
Kain, no, just let it happen. It'll be like we meant for it to happen. The Reaver has been purified and forged in every element. I don't know what that means, but I was your right hand once, and I'll be your right hand again.
Well, darn, I never did finish my knock-knock joke. Knock-knock, who's there, Orange?
Who is there?
Weren't you glad I... Can you see me?
You're uglier than Saphon, yes.
Well, that is just going to be a bother.
So this is the Elder Squid's big debut as a boss monster, and I'll be honest, he's really not all that much when you get right down to it. Like, sure, one guy would have a hard time, but, you know, an army of archers or something like that? Probably no problem.
An army of archers doesn't have the Soul Reaver, Ray, yes.
Yeah, but like, if you could purify the arrows in the Purity Forge.
I think that only works on souls.
Well, then it's not a very pragmatic forge. Where's the scalability? You put all your eggs in one basket, what happens when that guy gets stabbed by fate?
Well, presumably he throws a coin until it lands on its edge, and that's how he gets around that.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, imagine what if they'd built 2 Reavers? Or what if they'd stored something in the forge so you could use it twice? Way more stable.
So, why is Kain alive again, yes?
Well, presumably it had something to do with the forge. I guess to guarantee that Kain could come back even after he got killed.
Well, here's the real kicker though. The Purity Forge allows Kain to see the Elder God, right? So that means that whoever built the forge must have been aware of the Elder God.
Or at least aware of some kind of corruption, and this lets them see it.
They took directions directly from the Elder Squid, yes. How could they be aware of him but then also plan against him?
Well, he wasn't talking to them. I mean, I like the theory that the Hilden created the Elder Squid and that was the corruption that they laid on the Wheel of Fate, but then it doesn't explain why he stopped talking to them, and he did talk to them before.
Well, he exists throughout time, right? Because maybe he corrupts the Pillar of Time, among other things?
Man, this is why the time travel thing screws up so much. Like, when did they tie this stuff all into the pillar? When they make the forge, they made the Reaver after they made the pillars. Like, how would this all tie together?
Well, that's presumably why everyone wanted a sequel.
I gotta be honest, you know, as much as I really wanted to see another game, I kinda wonder if I had gotten the answers if I would not have been satisfied with them.
Isn't that always the way?
Well, the big problem is that the Elder Squid has a consciousness that spans across time, so he's kind of inscrutable. You couldn't understand how he thinks. But when you answer the riddles, you've gotta make it grounded in a way that people could understand, and that's kinda underwhelming, because you expect this big, inscrutable thing.
Well, it would become a comedy if they just explained everything in a kind of backwards logic sort of way.
I don't know. One thing I thought was gonna happen if we did get a sequel was that Kain was gonna try to create a time paradox that would expel the Elder Squid. I figured he was still too big and too powerful to get rid of in any other way, because he goes back for so long.
That was a big deal in Soul Reaver 2. History abhors a paradox. They said that a couple of times.
Yeah, and why would you really want to drive that home if you weren't gonna use it?
They do use it, yes. It's to say that Raziel has to get back in the Reaver, or he'll be expelled from the time stream, yes.
I guess they... Man! No, I wanted them to get rid of the Elder Squid with that stuff.
Well, they still could go that route. There's no reason why they couldn't.
Yeah, but I was a lot happier when I felt like it was inevitable because, oh, there's this hook and they must want to do something with it. I guess if the hook was just internal to the Soul Reaver 2 story, though, then, you know, that's kind of an excuse to not use it again.
So the Elder Squid casts the magic missile, but only one missile at a time, yes.
Yep, 1d4 damage to Kain.
It really is underwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, I also feel like they wouldn't use the Elder Squid in future boss battles, because, you know, they kind of spent him here. So surely you get rid of him in some other way besides stabbing him.
Magic Missile is level 1 D&D magic, yes. And the Elder Squid's magic missiles don't even hit automatically, they miss sometimes.
It's more like Guiding Bolt, I think, except for without the bonus to hit after you get hit.
You guys can't just start dropping D&D nerdery in the middle of the chat. You're gonna lose everyone who hasn't played D&D.
Okay, well see, Guiding Bolt is this cleric spell that does radiant damage.
I didn't mean explain the spells to me. I mean try to keep it in a context that people understand.
Well, they would understand if I explained the spells.
The spells are like a multi-page list from A to Z, yes.
Yeah, like there's Leomund's tiny hut. You just summon a hut for 8 hours and you can sleep in it.
And it's a ritual spell, yes.
I don't know what that means.
It means you don't have to prepare it in your spell slot, yes.
Still don't know what that means.
You'd probably be more familiar with it if you ever came to one of the games I tried to invite you to.
I thought they fell through.
Yeah, well, because Peyton and Sydney both decided that they didn't really want to keep doing it regularly, or they were always busy.
It wasn't really our thing, to be honest, yes.
Well, a 3-person game is tough when 2 of the players are brand new.
Why do you think having a third player would have made it any better?
Well, I mean, then you guys would have all been in it kind of together, and you would have been learning together, I guess. I don't know, I just was trying to set up a group.
We gave it the shot, yes, but Sydney wasn't having the best of times, and she wanted to skip a few nights, and then it kind of quit happening.
Man, it was Sydney who got sick of it? Like, I really figured Sydney was gonna be a kind of nerd.
Not that kind of nerd, yes.
So you thought I would be that kind of nerd?
I thought you'd be the type that if all your friends were doing it, you wouldn't be able to say no.
You cut banana forever, Kain. I've got more patience than you. It's a war of attrition and I'll wait you out. And when I win, I'll have a taste of your disgusting soul. It's been sitting on the sink of life, Kain, like a moldy sponge.
All the better to clean your filth then. Yes.
Raziel had done so much more than saved face by pretending to be intentionally stabbed by the Reaver.
Yes. He'd done more than give Kain a powerful sword with which to stab the Elder Squid.
He'd even done more than giving Kain the ability to see the Elder Squid in the first place.
Yes. Above all, he had given Kain hope. Hope that Kain had been right about everything, yes.
And that was Legacy of Kain Defiance. It's over, it's done. We're gonna move on to the next thing. And the next thing is gonna be another game. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we're actually gonna do a little bit of animated stuff with the cutscenes as opposed to the chop 'em up stuff that we've done before. So, if you really like our sense of humor and you're really looking forward to what's coming up next, it really would help us out if you'd support us on Patreon or just share our stuff with your friends or whatever it is you can do to help. And otherwise, I hope you guys really enjoyed the series, you have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.